And the last question is how? How should we live as a disciple? Well, the Bible has a lot of different Bible verses about how we should live as a disciple. So obviously I'm not going to use all, but I will highlight a few that either explicitly mention the word disciple or they reference following him or being like him in some kind of way. The first Bible verse we'll use is John chapter 8, verses 31 through 32. And that says, to the Jews who have believed in him, Jesus said, "If you hold on to my teaching, you are really my disciple. Then you'll know the truth, and the truth will set you free." You both show that you are a true disciple and remain a disciple by holding on to the words or the teaching of Jesus. John chapter 15, verse 8 says, "This is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples." As a disciple, you should be reproducing fruit that looks like it comes from God. And Jesus gives us a lot of different examples of this fruit. In John chapter 13, verses 34 through 35, Jesus says, "A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another." So we should be reproducing fruit, the fruit of love. Not only that, we should be reproducing fruit like peace and patience and kindness, gentleness. We should be allowing God to renew our character. And even more than, well, not more than that, but just as important, we should be reproducing the fruit of people. We should be making more disciples. In Matthew chapter 28, verse 19, Jesus says, "Therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit." Disciples reproduce what they have seen, what they have experienced, and what they know in the lives of other people. But none of this matters if we don't stay in connection with Jesus. Jesus says in John chapter 15, verse 5, that "I am the vine and you are the branches. If any man or if you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing." If a branch is no longer connected to the tree, then it cannot produce any more fruit. Likewise, we have to stay connected to Jesus in order to reproduce any kind of fruit. So the disciple stays in relationship with Jesus. We continue to experience and know him in a deeper way. In Matthew chapter 10, verse 1, Jesus calls his disciples to him and he gives them the authority to drive out impure spirits and to heal every disease and every sickness. As a disciple, we can use the power that Jesus has given us, the delegated spiritual authority he's given us to no longer succumb to evil, but rather we overcome spiritual evil through Jesus Christ. And lastly, in Luke chapter 14, verses 26 and verse 33, Jesus says, "If anyone comes to me and does not hate father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, yes, even their own life, such a person cannot be my disciple." In the same way, those of you who do not give up everything you have cannot be my disciple. Disciples make Jesus their number one priority by surrendering everything to him, including their own family. Now, this does not mean that you irresponsibly neglect yourself or your family, but it does mean that you cannot make any excuses when it comes to following Jesus. When he asks you to do something, we have to do it.